What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I packed a Future Stars card and here is that pack. And yeah, so we got the worst one actually, the cheapest one, and I kind of want to explain why there's no live reaction. Now, of course, you will see the whole pack reaction, you know, so you can see that it is from an SBC pack. So, but we packed NepentheZ there, first owner. He is a brilliant card as well. He'll do really well for us when we're doing Eredivisie or Argentinian stuff. But also because of Tagliafico and Ziyech, you know, he just allows a fair few little extra kind of opportunities with that, which is great. I want to explain why, like, what I was doing basically. So I've been going through some League SBCs. You know, I want to be back on the League SBC grind now heavy because I want to make loads of coins. And prime example, packing that NepentheZ card. But what I did was I did a load of the Premier League SBC teams. And I was just opening the terrible ones. So I did the same with the Bundesliga as well. I was opening all of the packs that only had either one rare or lots of silvers and, you know, like a small rare or, sorry, a small mixed players pack or something like that. I opened all of those ones just to help fill up the club again with the silvers. And I was going to save all the big packs. And then out of one of those little packs, I ended up hitting one of those cards. So it was, you know, it wasn't a live reaction, but we're going to start off today's video, guys, with 10 packs from the Bundesliga League SBC, and that's why my coins are down. I'm down to 390,000 coins. I was up at like 4 something or other, but of course I've been now stacking loads more players back into the club, loads of consumables. I've been lazy again after selling off all those consumables and making so many coins, and you know, getting to a point where we bought our dream team. I'm now once again in a point where I'm stacking up loads again, and I need to stop being lazy, and I need to just dedicate, you know, just 20-30 minutes a day to just going through, listing up all the consumables, letting them sell, and then doing it again, right? And it is genuinely lazy me not doing it, and I want to do it because I want to keep the coin balance flowing whilst starting this League SBC grind. But with that being said, I also do want to start a League SBC series. I talked about it a few episodes ago, and you guys definitely want it, and I get asked for it a lot. What I plan to do with that, though, is I plan to do the whole thing live, like fully live. So I will be doing it. That is brilliant. That's like a 4 or 5k card right there. I will be doing it all on Mixer. So mixer.com/NepentheZ if you want to go and check that out. It will all be live streamed. Follow me on Twitter to get notified when I go live, or just follow me on Mixer to get notified when I go live. And even for YouTube, I don't want to cut out anything other than the exact moments of time that we're waiting. So if I've got a trade pile full of items and I'm waiting for something, that's when it'll be like, all right, guys, on the video, we'll be back. Ooh, long lay, very nice indeed. And this again is nice for the old League SBC grind. Just again paying dividends, man. Nice 25k or so back there. So yeah, so the videos are going to be really, really long. And I think last year when I did it, people still didn't really like a lot of it kind of encouraged and educated a lot of people that it works and it's very good, but also a lot of people like, oh, you know, you're just buying your own cards and things like that. So I want to make sure it's all done live, above board, showcasing absolutely everything. So we're going to start that probably, what day is it? I want to do it during Future Stars so that we have a chance to pack a Future Star whilst doing the methods as well. But I only want to do it until, basically, the idea is going to be giving myself 50,000 coins to start with, maybe even 10,000 coins, and then really start with bronze pack method and go from there. And let's say start with 10,000 coins, and the aim is to either get to 1,000 players in the club or 100,000 coins in liquid coins, and just show how long that takes from doing nothing other than the League SBC grind and the bronze pack method and such. So we're going to get an inform here as well, which is really nice. Another 10,000 coins in the bank, along with the other. Oh, it's an 83 inform as well. That's really nice. I will actually sell him because he's going to sell for a little bit more than normal. Fabian's nice to get there as well. Samir's nice to get. This guy is nice to get. Riedwald is nice to get. And Van Hintem is nice to get. And so that pack right there is actually a prime example of why I was opening the kind of like the mixed packs. Is just because the silvers that you get back are just super useful for other SBCs. So I didn't really expect to hit one of the pink cards, one of the Future Stars cards, and obviously was very, very happy that we did. Ismaili is a good card to get there as well. He's a couple of K. That's another nice little card. We get James from Man United there as well, which is nice. And then a couple of Chinese league players, which again is real nice because they're rare cards. So rare bronzes, they could be quite good. So that leaves us with a small rare, 2 small rares and 2 mega packs before... I might go into a live game today. I might do a live game with my main team and my new tactic in Foot Champs. It's already Sunday. I'm only 1-0. Obviously, the game was down a lot on Friday. I didn't play any games on Friday. I played one game, actually. I didn't play any games on Saturday. And then I really haven't got through much today either. So I will try my best to get through all the games. Obviously, I'll be able to sit down tonight and hopefully like smash out like 10 or 12 games straight away tonight, leaving only 15 for Monday. And again, hopefully I can just like segregate them nicely throughout the day, so I'm not feeling like I'm playing loads all at once, but I still feel like I'm getting through it. We're going to get an informed walkout here as well. French, I don't know, it's the cam, isn't it? Yeah, it's Mollet, the 84 rated guy. He doesn't have a terrible card. Oh, that's a really nice pack. Semedo in there as well. Yeah, he doesn't have a terrible card. It's not a great card either, but 4-star, 4-star. An 84 rated inform, so another like 15k coming off of him, which is nice. And then Semedo as well, who is selling for 7k, which is again real nice. And then another Bundesliga player, which will go back into the Bundesliga SBC. Rugani, who will probably sell for at least like 1,000, 1,200 coins. João Mario, who probably won't sell. And Sulejmani, who probably won't sell. And then 2 mega packs before we get into the team and the game. Here we go with mega pack number 1. Is it going to give us a board? It is. I believe that is anyway. Come on, there we go. Not a walkout, it is just a board. It's big flares as well, so let's see if it's a goalkeeper. What are we actually going to get from it here? Here's a goalkeeper, it's Pickford. Fancy that. And again, look at that for League SBC cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards there that are League SBC cards, which is brilliant. A whole bunch more good stuff to be able to sell on. And then these guys, let me just send them up to the trade pile. I'll deal with those in my own time. And then last but not least, guys, before we go and take a look at the team, the tactics, and get into a live game, we have got, there's no board out of this one. So still really good haul there. Obviously out of the 2 sets of packs that I did, we got 1 Future Stars card. We got 1 walkout inform and another inform. And then, a couple of other good cards. That Longley card was real nice as well. So yeah, we've done all right out of this set of packs. Once I'm actually able to go through and start selling it all off, we'll make a good amount of coins back, well up over the 500,000. Of course, I'm actually not going to sell the Future Stars card right now. A, I think he'll be more expensive when he's out of packs, and B, yeah, I might keep him. I might keep him just for the live for the objectives and stuff like that. So, that 4K basic card went as well, which is real nice. In terms of the squad that we are going to be using, it's not the La Liga first owner. Wait, who did I get rid of? I got rid of Celestin. My fault. Yeah, we're not going to be using the La Liga squad. We're not going to be using the Earn squad. We are going to be using our Fuck Champ squad, which doesn't have the cam, and that is going to be Kylian Mbappe going in there. So he'll go in there. So this is the squad that we're going to be playing the live game with today. Mendy, David Luiz, Robertson and Trent in the back line, Ederson in goal. Kante and Aouar are going to be... Actually, Kante, Aouar and Bernardo Silva are going to be my centre mids. De Bruyne is going to be my right forward. Hazard's going to be my left forward. And Mbappe is going to be my striker. And let me just give you guys a proper look at what we're actually doing here with the formation. Like I said, I'm going to just try the 4-3-2-1. I don't care if I only get gold 1 or gold 2 or whatever with it. I'm going to spend the whole weekend playing with the 4-3-2-1. I am playing drop back with this tactic. Just trying something with it. So in my mind, it makes sense. And if it works in game, I'll show you guys. And if it doesn't, I'll go back to pressure on heavy touch. Yeah, so we're 4-3-2-1. That's how we're set up. And in terms of the player instructions, we've got getting behind and stay forward from Mbappe, getting behind and getting behind and balanced for Hazard. We've got Aouar on stay back and cover wing, Kante on stay back and cover wing, but then Bernardo Silva on balanced and cover wing. So we're not actually making him stay back. And then Trent is stay back while attacking, and Mendy is stay back while attacking. So that, guys, is going to be the team. And let's get into a live game. I'll pick a couple of comments, so we've got something to talk about through the game. But yeah, let's get into the action. All right, guys. So our opponent for today has got a 4-3-3 team. Not a bad team, but not a great team for this stage in the game. I've got 3 comments. The first 2 are kind of symbiotic. They kind of work together. The first one is from Dawn Boy. He says, that sounds great for people that have a load of free time to do these kind of things. Talking about the, the like long-term milestone stuff that I was talking about yesterday. But that just sounds like too much. It's great for the content creators, but not everyone can fit all these free cards into their teams. So I think the way they're doing it now is totally fine. And I have my opinions on that in the first place. But the next comment from Upper says, hey, I think the Odegaard card is a good idea because if more casuals don't want to grind up to the 87, they can still have a Future Stars card at a different rating level. Love the vids. And that's honestly something I didn't consider. I didn't consider the fact that some people will just play to get that first one or possibly play to get the 84 Odegaard and then not have to go on and do all the strenuous stuff and just have an 84 rated card that they can, have in their team that didn't really cost them very much time, is maybe an upgrade to what they have. And is just generally something quite nice for them. But I talked about this a lot on Twitter yesterday, and I've been reading through a lot of the comments today, which is why I picked the ones I picked. But in terms of the first comment, which was saying there's loads of people that don't have this time to do this sort of thing. It's great for content creators, but not everyone can fit all these free cards into their team. There seems to be, and I need to say this without seeming like I'm like salty or whatever. There seems to be this understanding that I've got from comments and Twitter and stuff over the last few days. There seems to be this anti long-term or grinding players value, right? So what I seem to get from what people are saying here is that if the casual can't do it, you guys don't want it, right? And I get that from a casual perspective in the sense of, you see something that you might want, and you don't have the time or the resources to get it. And so for you, it's kind of, it might as well not be in the game. But what I feel like is that there is nothing in the game for the hardcore grinder. And whilst I know that is me in a minority as a hardcore grinder, there are still plenty of us, thousands, possibly even tens of thousands of hardcore grinders. And wait, why is Mbappe here? What am I supposed to be doing? And that's the sort of thing where I'm like, it would be nice if I could have something for me to work towards, even if you can't as a casual work towards it. In the same token as what the second comment was, even if that means that the thing that I can grind towards will get me like an end game card, you can just casually work towards and still get not an end game card, but a card that you can at least get some boosts on and so on and so forth. Same as in, the kind of like the pro club system, right? If you're a fan of pro clubs, and you can only play a couple games a week, or even maybe 5 or 8 or 10 games a week, or maybe only a game or 2 a night with your pals, you're just not going to get your pro to the level of some of the other people that can get their pros up to the max rating because they have more time, right? You don't just decide, okay, those guys don't deserve those higher rated cards because you can't get that higher rated card. That's literally just the way of the road, right? And so for me, I wish that there was, in that sense, something in the game. And I know some people will kind of like say this Odegaard card is that, but I wish there was something in the game where I could take a player, I guess like similar to FIFA Mobile, I could take any player I want, any team I want, any formation I want, anything ultimately that I want, and I can start grinding it. And if I put in more time, I get rewarded more, right? And that's ultimately what I would like from FIFA. Even if it's not necessarily, why is it Trent that keeps being here? Even if it's not necessarily every card in FIFA, but just a promo card, so once per month or once per fortnight, or with every promo that comes out, 1 or 2 or a selection of the cards are grindable, upgradable cards. And so even if you can't grind, for example, let's say the first promo, the one to watch promo, let's say one of those ones to watch is based on your performances in FIFA rather than real life performances. Even if you can't grind all of those like I could grind it for me, you still would get a better card in the next promo where, that's a lovely goal from Mbappe, where you'd still, keep up with the power curve in the current state because you'd get a card. So, like that's essentially what I would like. So, obviously I didn't really consider the fact that Odegaard objective in that sense, for people that just can't get all those rivals wins, for, let's say the ZH card, for people that can't, don't want to go and like win loads of rivals games, for people that just want a Future Stars card and are just happy taking the 80 or 84 Odegaard card, that's great. And I also think it's fair to say I'm not against these player objective cards. I actually really, really like them. There's a reason why I've completed all of them, even if they don't get into my team. I just also want more, I suppose. But yeah, I'm not against necessarily the idea of the Odegaard card. I like the idea of it. And yeah, it would be nice to have lots more like that. what kind of set me away, and you know, sometimes I'm just a little bit too cynical, and sometimes I do read into the negatives a little bit too much. It's not because I'm trying to hate FIFA or doing my best to just go against the grain all the time. It's because I just genuinely see some crazy potential in this game, and would just be overjoyed if EA, you know, began to fulfill what I would consider good potential. Of course, what I consider as something good and valuable isn't necessarily what EA consider to be something good and valuable. So there's also that to take into consideration. How's he missed that? But yeah, that's where we're at with that. So the last comment is going to be one that does kind of require me to spend a few seconds reading it. So we'll wait till halftime, and we'll read it then. This guy's going to have a chance here. No, he's not. That's a good tackle. But ultimately, so the comments from Mahmoud, and it's got a whole bunch of thumbs up and a lot of people agreeing with him. And what this comment did when I read it, and a few other comments from the comment section, is made me feel like, is it me that's out of touch with what people want and what people are enjoying in FIFA, rather than EA? You know, because I'm sitting here being like, EA are so out of touch. They don't, you know, they don't know what people want. They're not giving they're not catering to all kind of areas of this game. But maybe, you know, maybe they are. Maybe it's just because of what I've seen in other games, MLB The Show, NBA, even other EA games, you know, like Madden and FIFA Mobile. Is it, you know, are those things in those games things that don't work in gaming anymore, and they're just in those games because they're already there? You know, I don't particularly know. So potentially, it's me that's the problem. You know, and I'm fully open to the fact that my ideas and understanding of gaming and grinding, it aren't necessarily that for everyone, right? When I think about games that I grinded on, when I think about Diablo 3, for example, that is a game that I would waste hundreds, if not thousands of hours on over the years, all for, you know, a 1% upgrade, or even a 0.1% upgrade is what I'd be looking for. He's actually going to score that, isn't he? How has he hit the post from there? He really should have scored. But the comment from Mahmoud is, no hate intended, but you're making no sense. You talk about how playing 15 to 30 rivals games for the Erdegaard isn't time effective. I don't think I said that, because I do think the card is good and you should collect it if you want it. I don't think I said that. And if I did say that, maybe I didn't kind of get my interpretation across correctly. But he says, yeah, at the same time, you want an upgrade system where you're required to play hundreds of games and score 100 goals, get 100 assists to upgrade specific attributes of the player. I 100% guarantee if EA implement the system you propose, you'll complain about how it's not time effective. Why would I use this Odegaard and play so many games with him to score X amount of goals to minimally upgrade him when I can buy a Y player who is better and not want to waste time? You just don't want to play the game and it's fine, but EA can't matter what they implement. And it's interesting because you have got valuable points in there. I just don't know why it's clouded with the little jabs, right? The whole, you don't want to play the game and it's fine, and no hate intended, but, you know, but here's me giving you some grief, right? The core of your point is actually, I think, you making no sense, or at the least not making no sense, but misunderstanding what I want. I think that you think that I would hate getting a bronze 64 rated player and playing 10 games with him to get 2 stamina, or scoring, you know, 20 goals with him to get a +3 on his shooting attributes, or whatever it may be as the you know, the objectives to complete, right? I think you think I would hate that. I wouldn't. Like, Pro Clubs is my favorite game mode in FIFA, and it has been for all the years. The problem is it's terrible, right? EA just do nothing to Pro Clubs at all. It's a complete, like, they've revamped the XP growth system one time since the game came out as it is now in, like, FIFA 11, and it is essentially the exact same game as what they gave us in FIFA 11, right? So for me, it's like I'm playing the same game over and over and over, with all the problems that comes with Pro Clubs due to the lack of players, the lack of tournaments, the lack of creativity, the lack of kind of like just growth within the game mode itself. You know, like right now you wouldn't play a game that's 4 or 5 years old unless you really love that game. And that's what it feels like for me playing Pro Clubs. You know, it's the only social game that EA have, or sorry, on FIFA, it's the only game mode. I suppose head-to-head has the 2v2s, right? But one of the main reasons why I love playing Pro Clubs is because I'm building up me. I'm building up my player and my representation of what I am. And that's what I would love in FIFA, which is why if they gave like an 80 rated Erdegaard and said, you know, you have to do this objectives or whatever to upgrade this, and these objectives to upgrade this, and you had like just constantly lots and lots of opportunities to continually upgrade your player based on not going into rivals and having to play with a specific team or a specific player, or, you know, score a goal and an assist with one specific player and win the game. Those sort of things, that's making it difficult for the sake of making it difficult. What I would love and what I enjoy out of FIFA is playing the game naturally and still progressing towards something. So today I've scored 2 goals with Mbappe. He's already a Team of the Year card, so his upgrade path, so to speak, would be so minimal. But let's assume this wasn't Mbappe that scored my 2 goals. Let's assume let's assume it was Lacazette for me instead, and I've got 86 Lacazette, or the whatever the promo Lacazette would be called that would be upgradable, right? So the Arsenal, like I suppose if you had like one player from every team, let's call it like the team objective card, right? And for Arsenal, it's Lacazette. And so I've got Lacazette up front and I've scored 2 goals. Now, in the grand scheme of things, those 2 goals right now in FIFA mean absolutely nothing other than helping me get to the win here. I don't complete objectives or milestones. I don't progress in any manner. It doesn't help me in any way other than getting this one specific win in FUT Champs. How cool would it be if that was 2 more goals on Lacazette up towards his 500 goal mark? Upon getting his 500 goal mark, he gets 99 shooting. So he gets 99 in every stat. And so if you're the sort of person that wants to grind that on a specific card, you can. And if you don't want to grind that, that's fine. There's plenty of other things in the game for you as well. Whereas for Ødegaard, as much as I'm enjoying playing for the Ødegaard card, I actually played Rivals instead of Champs on Saturday to get the 85 Ødegaard card. As much as I enjoy playing with that card and playing for that card, it's still not quite what I asked for. And I think that the term, this is exactly what you're asked for and you're still unhappy, is coming out a lot, but this isn't exactly what I asked for. Like, and it's not on EA to give exactly what I asked for either. They don't owe me anything. They don't have a duty to to give content creators or anyone in particular the things that they want or demand. They have a duty to their shareholders and to their kind of investors and such to create a product that generates profit, right? And they do that very well. But I think the thing that I specifically want is I want to be able to customize and create my ultimate team, not my ultimate team based on the players that are available in the game at this stage in the game, not my ultimate team based on a specific meta that is just so stupid that if you don't play with this type of player, you're punished as a player. Not to play with my ultimate team so long as it fits within the chemistry requirements and doesn't give a negative impact on player attributes and player ability. No, I want to play with my ultimate team. And if that for me is like Arsenal, what harm would it be if I got all of the Arsenal players as their base gold cards and played, and then hundreds, 10, 20, 50, 100, 300 games later, my Socrates is now an 89 rated instead of an 84 rated because I've grinded him to that. And my Aubameyang, instead of being an 89 rated, is now 93 rated because I've grinded him to that. That's what I want. I want the freedom to kind of create and upgrade what I want rather than what EA dictate. And even then, we're not really upgrading what we have now. We're just replacing what we have now. And so with that in mind, when we look at other games, now there are no other games that are as successful as FIFA in the sporting category. Well, there's very few games that are as successful financially as FIFA in any category, right? I think there's Fortnite, there's a couple others here or there. COD makes a whole bunch of money too. But in terms of, like success in the sports category, FIFA is the #1 game. It's the one that's there. Oh, my controller's about to die. It's the one that's there and it makes the most money. It has the biggest audience and, it does the best job. So when we look at other games and other features in other games, it's very possible that those features don't actually work in the real world, right? I'm open to that. But when I look at like PES, for example, my team has an absolutely fantastic growth system. And it's based on just playing a game. The better you do in game, the more experience points you get. Moving up from, let's say this, again, I've got all Team of the Year cards and stuff. Let's take that Aouar card, right? To get that Aouar card from where he is now to 1 up, it might take like 50 or 60 games. And whilst some people hear that and they think, oh, I don't want to do that. The thing is, you don't do it. It just happens. And that's what I like about it is you don't have to necessarily focus on working on that. You just have a player in your team that naturally progresses based on you just playing the game. You don't have to go out of your way to do silly objectives with silly teams or anything of the sorts. You just play the game. And if you get a new player, let's say, you know, this Martinelli Future Stars comes out and you're like, ooh, I want him in my team now. Well, guess what? Now you get to start working on grinding him up. And it's a, you know, it's a whole new ball game. And it's also okay if you don't want to grind those players up, because A, you'll do it accidentally as you go, and B, you don't have to do it. Like one person actually used Call of Duty as a prime example. The diamond camos in COD take ages to get. You have to get 100 headshots with no attachments, silencer, red dot sight, reflex sight, a ACOG sight, you know, the flash muzzle. You have to get 100 kills whilst using the noob tube connected to the gun. Like, you have to do so many things for one diamond camo, and people do it because it's something to work towards and something to grind towards. And guess what? Some people don't do it. Me, when I play Call of Duty, I don't look, oh, I need this gun to unlock this or anything. I just play the game to enjoy the game. But some people play and they start experiencing different games, different game modes, different guns, different loadouts, just to go and get all of the objectives complete. And it's okay for both of those parties to exist. It's okay for somebody to not care about upgrading a player and not care about, you know, scoring 100 goals with a weak foot, or scoring 50 headers, or scoring, you know, 10 bicycle kicks. It's okay to not care about that and just play the game for playing the game. And there is obviously plenty of content in the game outside of doing those sort of things anyway. But it's also okay for some people to want to go out of their way to, you know, hard progress and score, you know, force goals on weak foots, and force headers and force crosses, and force scoring like skill goals, or scoring bicycle kicks, or scoring from outside the box, or scoring free kicks. It's okay for those people to want to work towards that as well, because that's what would make each team actually unique. Like, as much as this game has its down points, because it does, the teams, the kind of scope of the teams that we see are super limited, right? You know, there is a pool of players that is good. Oh, that was close. And then everybody else is just not quite as good. I would love to live in a FIFA world where the team that I come up against is just wildly different every single game, because one guy is a massive Brentford fan, and he's grinded his Brentford team up to the point where they're all 88s and 90s and 92s and such. And the next guy is, you know, a Real Madrid fan, and so he's got Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. up in like 85s and 86, and then the next guy doesn't want to grind and doesn't care about this, so he's got Team of the Year Mbappe and Team of the Year Neymar, headliners Neymar, and those sort of cards, because it's okay that both parties can have both what they want. Now that's what I want, as more of just like a deeper explanation to you guys, a deeper understanding to you guys of what I would like in FIFA. It's not quite exactly I want, you know, it's not quite exactly what we have, I suppose, with regards to this Erdegaard. Now, I like this Erdegaard. If I hated it, I wouldn't do it. Like, I just wouldn't do it if I hated it. I don't play games that I hate. I love FIFA. I love FIFA more than I think a lot of people realise, which is why I'm so critical of it, because I just want the best for it. So I'm a big fan of this, right? I would just love this section here to be flooded with fun, achievable content that is a grind, but is achievable by nothing other than just playing the game, rather than having to go into score 2 goals in wins with Barcelona players in rivals. You know, not only do you have to score with the specific club's players, not only do you have to then also win the game and then do it twice, you then have to do it in a specific game mode. And it's like, this isn't what I was looking for, and that's why I don't particularly like it. This, however, I mean, I do wish that this was way more in depth, and I wish there was more to this. But this, I actually quite enjoy, because this you just work towards. You know, I have accidentally, or not accidentally, but I've worked towards these 259 games whilst just playing the game. You know, I'm working towards these 300 rivals wins here whilst just playing the game. And I would just like to see more of this, be it goals or assists, or buying and selling players, or, you know, applying contracts, or whatever it may be. I would like to just have things there that reward me for just spending time on the game, not forcing me into specific modes. So I look forward to more comments, and again, this isn't me about bashing FIFA or about telling you that you're wrong with your opinions, because if you like this sort of stuff, that's absolutely fine. If you love this Odegaard card, that's also absolutely fine. And if you hate what I would like in FIFA, that's also absolutely fine. Not everything is for everyone, and I completely get that. My point is, and what kind of frustrates me and makes me sad about FIFA, is that there is nothing for what I would like in FIFA and something for what everybody else would like in FIFA. And that's just really sad. When other games have these kind of upgradable, grindable objectives and FIFA just doesn't, it's just really sad and frustrating for me. But I look forward to the comments, guys. That is going to be the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rate, and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.